lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay. Oh, I wanna be there in my city. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're about to go on a journey today, bitch. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're tuning in from across the country and around the world. This is the Life Midwest Podcast. Join a washed-up musician, a communications major, and an Army veteran originally from the Midwest as we talk about life and events that are both current and events. Seattle's best, Lenny Wells, is off this week, but I'm your host, Kevin Palmer, and we do have our Thai correspondent, Wes Shirley, everybody. My only disappointment is that all of that audio just did not make it into your microphone.
Not on your end. I record directly in the Descript.
Oh, well, I can't wait to hear that in post. Hey, folks, this week I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart, if you couldn't tell from the cold open, and sharing some fundamentally fun videos with Wes. And that is TikTok. We're going to talk about TikTok today. But not in the aspect of like, no, I guess we are going to talk about it in the aspect of how Congress doesn't know its head from its ass. There's this NPR article, just to get everyone up to speed, talking about how the U.S. is threatening to ban TikTok. NPR says, good luck. Goes here to say that TikTok is on trial as U.S. authorities consider a ban. There's just one problem. It's not only an app for silly videos anymore. It's now entwined with culture. Who are they? The TikTok generation. You might think of them as tweens shaking their hips to a Megan Thee Stallion song. In actuality, more than 1 in 3 Americans are using the app. Just this week, TikTok CEO Shou Zi said the app had reached 150 million active users in the United States. That's up from the 100 million that said the app had in 2020. It has changed the online experience well beyond its own platform, with almost every other major social media platform pivoting to video. What's the big deal? Here's a few bullet points. Any potential ban of the app would just be a regulatory or legal battle. It would have to reckon with how American culture has become significantly altered and intertwined with the foreign-owned app. 2. Like it or not, TikTok is settling the discourse on beauty standards, cultural appropriation, finances, privacy, and parenting, and impacting consumption habits from books to music, boosting small businesses and keeping users privy to avian illness drama. 3. This is 3 now, apparently. 3. Pew Research has found a small but growing number of U.S. adults are also now getting their news on TikTok, even as news consumption on other social media platforms stagnates or declines. 4. It's that very reach that appears to have the Biden administration worried. It has cited national security concerns over TikTok being owned by the Beijing-based company ByteDance, which is subject to Chinese laws that would compel it to comply with requests to hand over information to the government about its customers. While White House officials have told TikTok that it must divest from ByteDance or face the possibility of a ban. But, and I'm going to pause from reading here, here's the problem. Just a couple of weeks ago, or not even a couple of weeks ago, Congress and met with lobbyists from Meta, who owns Facebook, and Alphabet, which owns Google, these companies that just harvest your data and use as much of your public and free information that you put out there for its own gains. If anything, that's all that TikTok is doing, but the concern is that supposedly it's being used for the CCP, which is the Chinese Communist Party, because of its relations with its parent company, ByteDance. It's all a little messy, but here's what I'm getting at, folks. The problem is that you have TikTok doing the exact same thing that Meta and Google have been doing for years to the U.S. consumers. In fact, there are no modern U.S. laws that protect consumers or social media members from actually having their data harvested. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know that there is a law in Europe that actually protects a lot of people from their data and information being harvested and used, just because it's being posted on a public platform. So, what we're here to talk about today is why does this matter? What can you, the average person, do about it? And should you give a shit? And the too long didn't read version of this is that you should give a shit because it's infringing upon your rights. Um, I should also mention that this is a bipartisan issue. This is an issue where Democrats and Republicans are both concerned, and there are also Democrats and Republicans who are saying it's an app where teenagers shake their ass. Who gives a shit? And by teenagers, I mean age 18 to 19. That's why I say who gives a shit. Wes, how do you feel about this?
I don't know anything about TikTok because I don't use it. People send me really funny videos on it, and I giggle, and then I close it.
That's fair, and I think that's a side of TikTok, right? Is entertainment, and what I think people are missing with the people who are hesitant about TikTok or the people who are against TikTok being utilized or whatever is that I think there's concern that it's a way there are educational videos out there. There's a lot of Neil deGrasse Tyson is on there. You just Bill Nye the Science Guy has videos on it. Just a lot of people who normally teach or try to influence or public speakers. It's like if you get into the right algorithm, this is like TED Talks for the ADHD mind, where you have like these therapists who come on and share their experiences in 2 minutes or less, or they talk about a specific thing. I think my algorithm's been pretty healthily nailed. There's so much remarkable information on this app. In an age where there's too much information, the government is now trying to, I feel like, curb that information. And I feel like the other thing about this too, and I don't want to go on a huge tangent with this, but or sound like I'm talking in a circle. But the other thing that I find concerning is that I think a lot of people are like a lot of people in Congress have an issue with TikTok because there's information that is spread out about or against the issues that they speak on. I'll give you an example. So let's say that you're a state representative from the state of Texas, and you are against the right for a woman to choose. And there's this creator on TikTok that gets massively popular for talking about how to get safe and effective abortions or other forms of birth control, which you don't believe in. In a way, I think it's a way to silence those because obviously the younger generation is more liberal and you have a lot more liberal demographics on social media, especially TikTok. Obviously, there's definitely a conservative media there's definitely a conservative presence there too, which is why I think there are some Dems concerned too about TikTok. But I think that's a piece of it. They want to silence the people who speak out and try to educate people on their opinion. I don't think that's the big thing in here. I think it's more of like a by the way thing, but I can't help but wonder that. The CEO of TikTok, Chu, in his prepared remarks before the U.S. House Committee on Energy and Commerce said, "Let me state this unequivocally. ByteDance is not an agent of China or any other country. However, you don't simply have to take my word on that. Rather, our approach has been to work transparently and cooperatively with the U.S. government and Oracle to begin robust solutions to address concerns about TikTok's heritage." So, if you didn't already know, this past week of March 27th, or last week, TikTok CEO, Mr. Chu, appeared before U.S. House Committee and testified, saying that we understand the concerns. Here's what we're doing about it. And for a lot of people, it wasn't good enough. But the problem is that the arguments that were made for what wasn't good enough were some really, really far out of left field, out of context questions and arguments. Take a look at these few clips here.
Can be protected here.
Congresswoman, I have seen no evidence that the Chinese government has access to that data. They have never asked us. We have not provided.
Well, you know what? I find that actually preposterous.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
As a conservative from the great state of Texas, I am deeply concerned because every time I use the tic-tac application, I am served nothing but dancing, homosexuals, fluffers, and drag queens. And I'd like you to explain right now how algorithms work.
Luca! Bueno? Pinu! Bueno? Pinu! Bueno?
And it's not only Congress that's having a field day with Congress. The American people and TikTok users themselves are as well. Take a look at this.
Does TikTok connect to the Wi-Fi in my house? So TikTok is Wi-Fi. So now I'm being double billed, once for Wi-Fi and once for TikTok. I'm paying twice. So if my wife sends an email to her sister with a recipe, that goes straight to TikTok, and now TikTok is making mashed potatoes. Can a baby use TikTok, yes or no? Baby puts on a mustache, now everybody thinks it's a grown-up, so TikTok is going to let that baby vote? Can a baby get a driver's license with a TikTok license? How many people use TikTok, yes or no? All the people that use TikTok went together for lunch at Bob Evans. There wouldn't be enough tables for everybody to eat at Bob Evans for lunch. How many TikToks does it take to build a YouTube? You are a Chinese man, yes or no? They say the Great Wall of China can be seen from space. If we put all of the TikToks to end, how long would it take for us to get all the way to the moon?
How many TikToks does it take to build a YouTube? So sure, you at this point understand that TikTok's kind of, in the hot seat. And people are having a field day about the fact that the government can't ask any competent questions about technology because it's people who are too dangerous to have technology. So what can you, the average citizen and user, do about it? We're going to talk about that after the break. Stick around. Welcome back to the Life Midwest podcast. On the other side of the break, it's your host, Kevin Palmer, and Kevin Palmer. Hey, if you're looking for ways to support the show and Kevin Palmer, you can do so by going to paypal.me/thelifemidwest. It does cost money to run and produce the show, so we appreciate any support that you can give to us monetarily. Hey, maybe you're broke and the inflation is really hitting you and it's heavier than 7% in your area. It is in most. There's free ways to support us by reaching out and interacting with our social media manager, Lenny, at all major social platforms, including TikTok, at The Life Midwest. You can also email us at support@thelifemidwest.com. Don't forget to check out the website that Wes works hard on at thelifemidwest.com. You can also leave us a review on your favorite listening app and tell your friends about us. Help build that algorithm. We really appreciate it. Folks, it's been great talking about TikTok, and it's something that's been kind of near and dear to my heart lately. It's a way that Ashley and I bond. We show each other TikToks at the end of the day. I think a lot of friendships are built on the back of TikToks because they're like long memes. And by long memes, I mean like 30 to 60 seconds as opposed to a picture with a bunch of words on it. Boomers are learning how to read memes, so we need to evolve. We need to find new ways to keep things away from the boomers. How do we do that? TikTok. And that's why the boomers are after us. So what can you do about it? What can you, the average American, do about Congress going after TikTok? Write or call in your local representative. There's a ton of dirty things that you can do, like sending them a used sex toy package. If you haven't heard of that, that's a gold one you can send to your friends. You haven't heard of that one, Wes? Wes is in the booth shaking his head. He's probably not going to be in this video, but you can actually put in your friend's information and send them a package. It's a lime green package. If I can find the video, I'll send it to Wes. If not, I'll just have to describe it. It says that it's like a recertified or refurbished sex toy that you can gift to someone. And on the package, it says 100% recycled sex toy on it. And you open it up, and it's just like a cardboard shaped like a dildo. You would think Wes started the company, actually, but it's such an ingenious idea that you could prank somebody with it. I've in no way endorsing you to send your congressman or woman that, but that's something you can do. No, what you should do is you should call your local representative's office, your state representative, your state senators, and say, listen, I learn a lot from this app. I build friendships with this app. I communicate with my friends on this app. I have a network of people that I wouldn't otherwise connect and know because of this app. It builds social strength, and it helps me learn things I didn't know about myself and the people around me. It helps people who don't necessarily have the greatest education or greatest access to education learn more things about the world around them. It helps people who wish they could travel see other parts of the world that they might not be able to actually see in person. And if you don't sit there in front of YouTube typing it in the search bar, knowing what you're looking for, and instead of having this random Rolodex of like, hey, do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? And trying to find your interests, that's fucking cool. Why do you want to take that away just because Meta tried to do the same thing with Instagram and it didn't fucking work with Reels? Reels are fucking stupid. All right? They're like gasoline cars in an age of like hybrid and plug-in EV cars. Okay? They're just old fucking news. And this is coming from the guy whose first car was a Camaro, and I love my muscle cars, okay? The joke and analogy still stands. So, folks, in short, reach out to your local representatives. You don't have to come at them with facts. What you have to come at them with is say, listen, I voted for you last election cycle. Maybe you didn't, but just say that you did. And say that if your name is on the list of people who voted to ban this app that I use, that I benefit from, I and the people in my circle will not be supporting you in your next election cycle. And that scares the fuck out of them more than anything else. These lobbyists who try to buy Congress, these people who buy Congress with their policies and, corporate kickbacks and all this other shit, that's exactly what's happening with Meta and Google right now. They're harvesting your information and your data, and nobody gives a flying fuck about it. But now that an app comes to light that actually has enough excuses to get rid of it because it might be tied to the Chinese. What the fuck is the Chinese Communist Party going to do with somebody shaking their ass in a 30-second video? Seriously. What is there to gain? What is there to gain that they don't already know? We should be more concerned about the balloons that we're shooting down, or the fucking nukes that North Korea is testing, or the fact that, I don't know, kids are being shot up in their own fucking places of education. But you're going to sit there and rest on your laurels and say, it's for the children that we're going after TikTok. Or tic-tac, as one Texas state representative said. Seriously? If you're one of those people who believes that it's about protecting the children, but you think guns should be in the hands of every American, just fuck off. Seriously. That's my hard opinion for the day. If you haven't taken the time to expose yourself to TikTok, do so before the app gets banned. Because it really, really is a wild and fun place where people can get creative. And I think when you ban and when you halter and when you try to filter creativity because of politics, because of international security, or whatever you want the reason to be, the only people who lose is the people who already don't have much to lose. Folks, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I want to shout out TikTok. I want to shout out Mr. Chu for dealing with an incompetent Congress and being very patient. And if you go back and watch his testimony and answer questions, he's not given much opportunity to speak, which is really unfortunate. Just because he's a very well composed man who has a lot of things to say. He's not even fucking Chinese. He's from Singapore. So shout out to Mr. Chu. I also want to shout out all the creators of TikTok. Things probably feel really uncertain right now, and a lot of people, on that app who make their living on there right now. I hope you don't have to find a new way. Times are hard enough. Why should it get harder for you? So, want to shout out Wes for throwing together a great episode. I'm just assuming that he's going to, because he knows how to work his magic. Want to shout out Lenny. Hope things are going well on his week off. Want to shout out moms. Call your mom. Tell someone you love them. Don't forget to do that. Life is short. Folks, I hope you had fun listening to my talking head video this week, or just listening on your favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to leave us a review on your favorite listening platform. We really appreciate it. It does help out the show. Tell your friends about us. Get us out there. Get the word spread out. And maybe I tickled a heart chord this week. If I did, go ahead and share this episode on your Facebook or Instagram profile. Or TikTok. I just heard Wes throw up in the background. Folks, I'm going to get the hell out of here. We will see you guys next Saturday and every Saturday here on the Life Midwest podcast. Take care and have a good one.
This baby right here gets fucking 40 miles per gallon.